On August the 11th, 2020, a triumphant Vladimir Putin got the attention of the entire world, announcing that Russia had registered the very first COVID-19 vaccine. Scientifically called GAM-COVID-Vac, the vaccine's been developed by the Gamaleya Research Institute of Epidemiology and Microbiology located in Moscow and owned by the Ministry of Health of the Russian government. This institute attracted the attention of the world when, in 2017, announced to have found the vaccine for the Ebola virus. However, after an initial testing in Guinea, the vaccine had not been approved by the World Health Organization and did not obtain much commercial success. This sudden approval and registration of the Russian COVID vaccine came with much surprise by the international scientific community, since this vaccine program was not even listed by the World Health Organization amongst the projects which have already reached Phase 3 clinical trials. Now, please do refer to our previous video in this regard, and we link the video in the description. However, an excited Vladimir Putin, during a conference call with the ministers of the Russian government, announced that the vaccine had passed all the required checks, and a mass vaccination is planned in October. Mr. Putin added that the vaccine offered sustainable immunity against the coronavirus, and it was quite effective, without giving further details. Finally, he mentioned that the vaccine had been given to one of his daughters, who was feeling fine despite a brief temperature increase. After the first injection, her temperature was 38 degrees, the next day 37.5, and that was it. After the second injection, her temperature went up slightly, then back to normal. This vaccine, commercially called Sputnik 5, clearly referring to the first satellite to orbit before anyone else around our planet, uses adapted strains of the adenovirus, a virus that usually causes the common cold, to trigger an immune response, and it's inoculated by 2 intramuscular injections. The discovery of the vaccine has been welcomed with skepticism by the scientific community in Russia and overseas. The Russian Association of Clinical Trials Organizations, which represents the Russian top pharmaceutical companies, advised the Ministry of Health to reconsider approval until completion of the entire process. Same sentiments were shared by the World Health Organization and the international community, which has criticized the Russian government for approving a vaccine which has only been tested on 76 people. On top of this, according to a survey reported by the New York Times, only 24% of the Russian doctors will be amenable to being inoculated with the Sputnik 5. And it's here where the issue lies. The Russian government has taken a shortcut to reach the registration of the vaccine. The part which is missing is the most important one as well as the longest one, Phase 3 clinical trials. In other words, Phase 3 is a larger study involving thousands of people, which is considered an essential part of the testing process by the experts. This final phase is so important also because it could highlight potentially disastrous side effects, such as rendering those inoculated more vulnerable to severe forms of COVID-19. Despite every drug administration commission in each country having tried to fast-track the COVID vaccine process, Phase 3 has only been partially compromised in terms of length. As a result, if the ordinary procedure took 2 years, Phase 3 would have been reduced to 12 to 15 months. However, reading between the lines, it seems that also the Russians are not keen to fully compromise Phase 3 as well. Simply, it appears that they would like to monetize from the Phase 3 clinical trials, selling the vaccine for a very reasonable price with the intent to collect results from a specific bunch of people later on. So, let's say that it was more a marketing campaign than a true vaccine registration. This approach does not find Dr. Anthony Fauci really optimistic. If we wanted to take the chance of hurting a lot of people, or giving them something that doesn't work, we could start doing this, next week if we wanted to. In any event, despite concerns expressed by several players of the pharmaceutical industry, the Russian vaccine seems to have been requested and pre-ordered by a few countries, including the Philippines, Vietnam, India and others. However, the very first country to sign an agreement with Russia for the supply of Sputnik 5 is Kazakhstan. The suspicious part is that upon the announcement of the deal with Russia, the Kazakh officials stated that the vaccine will be made available free of charge, but at citizens' risk. We hope you've enjoyed this one. Please do let us know whether you'll be keen to receive your dose of the Russian vaccine. Now, I'm sure that'll produce some interesting comments. We'll see you soon.